Hey everybody, welcome back to Trey's Models. This edition we're going to do a special tribute build for a friend of mine named Jim Gull. He approached me a while back, wanted to do a build to honor the memory of his father who served in World War II as a co-pilot on a B17. Lieutenant George Gull was presented the Air Medal by his group commander, Colonel Hunter Harris Jr. at the Army Air Force Base in England for exceptionally meritorious achievement while participating in 5 separate bomber combat missions over enemy-occupied continental Europe. The courage, coolness, and skill displayed by Lieutenant Gull upon these occasions reflect great credit upon himself and the armed forces of the United States. We're unable to find an actual picture of the B-17 misdemeanor, but this picture was taken at Harvard Army Airfield, Nebraska, shortly before the 447th deployed to England, November 1943. Possibly this was misdemeanor, tail number 237842. More likely the photographer set up in front of the most convenient B-17 and the crews were just rotated out for the photo ops. Lieutenant Gull can be seen standing far right in this picture. Because this was such a special tribute build, we went all out and found about every bit of resin upgrades, PE upgrades, and everything else we could throw at this thing to really make it pop. One of the other concerns with this particular B-17 was the waist guns. The G's usually had staggered waist guns, but on this one, it was really a kind of a guess as to which company actually built this. So there's a lot of discrepancy between which B-17 had staggered waist guns and which ones they had them straight across. The general consensus of most G's, they were staggered, but some of the early ones may not have been. So for the sake of accuracy, I went ahead and did some surgery and made these the staggered, because the kit version, they're straight across from each other, which wouldn't be correct. So that involved cutting out a big chunk of the side of the fuselage, which meant that I had to reestablish the stringers. And I accomplished this with some strip styrene. Now, the kit's lacking a tail gunner seat, so I scratch built one. I upgraded the kit supplied basic tail wheel assembly with some scratch building and some resin parts. For the ammo chutes for the 50 cals, I used some zip ties, cut them, melted them, shaped them, and painted them with Model Master enamel. Came back and inked them and placed them in the spot. I think it looks pretty convincing. Okay, continuing on with the interior, we used a mix of upgrades of photo etch, resin, some scratch building, and some outsourcing because the Norden bomb sight was way out of scale in the kit. We got a nice IP from Edward, and the radio stack was scratch built, and the extractor handles are dent soldered. Onto the upper turret and the ball turret, they were upgraded with some metal barrels.
Afraid to dream, afraid that you may not be there. Afraid to dream, without you it would seem so bare. With open arms I call to you, I want you dear. Just as I reach for you, why do you disappear?
Another nice upgrade was the metal framing for the front windshield.
I'll see you there with someone new, afraid to find another one caressing you. Although you promised me that this could never be, it's the thought of losing you that makes me so afraid to dream.
And finally, with all the interior detail work, we got the fuse halves ready to join up. But once the fuse halves were joined up, Jim decided it was a shame not to be able to see all that interior detail, so he asked me if it would be possible to do a cutaway. At this point in the build, it was rather a difficult task, but still doable. Had I been able to think about this beforehand, I would have done a lot more detail work on the interior, hiding ejector pin marks and adding more stringer detail, but it all worked out in the end. I'm pretty happy with it. Fuselages closed up, now onto the wings, and this included removing the plastic molded turbochargers and replacing them with some nice resin and photo etch versions. More wing modifications. We opened up the inlets on the fronts, and then we added some side plates and top covers to make it look more scale.
Louisiana Purchase, I'll tell you what it means. It means I'd like to sell you New Orleans. Come on, you all can go to town, way down in New Orleans. Louisiana salesman with nothing in his jeans. That's why I'd like to sell you New Orleans. Come on, do all the things there are to do in New Orleans. Where does that heat come from? That rhythmic beat come from? And that red meat come from? New Orleans, Louisiana Purchase. I told you what it means. So won't you let me sell you New Orleans? Come on, you all can go to town, way down in New Orleans.
Every day at eventide, when the sun begins to hide, memories bring me to your side. We can dream at eventide, down a rustic little lane, walking so in old Champlain, where you gave your heart to me, where you gave your heart so free, and the bells of St. Marie kept a-ringing, shed their blessing to the lane, down Lover's Lane, in old Champlain. Let's return once again. I recall the rose you gave me, the rose that you wore near your heart. The kind little party we knew so well as he.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed this build. This was 2 years in the making. It was an honor to do this for Jim, and it's a great tribute to his father and all those that have served. But y'all have a wonderful holiday, and we'll see you next year.